Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, finally we claimed the ER200, alright, the common train from this event, which is the last train. End of the day, we have two legendaries, an epic, a rare, and this common train, the last but not least. Definitely, I think we've hit all the targets that we wanted from this event. Anything else will be bonus, like for example, we have more event keys, we'll convert them into legendary parts. And of course, when we fight this last competition, when we get event coins, we'll try to get the big box itself that will get more parts as well. For gold, we have already converted all that we have, so generally it's all about parts from now on. So of course that we'll come to that ER200 later on. As of now, it's a lot of work to be done in this competition. Unfortunately, the moment I start, you can see here really competitive competitors that we have met before. It's all familiar faces that we have seen, all the names. So definitely there's no way we can get the top 3. Probably if you are lucky we could get top 5, and let's see how we work on that. Generally we only have 50 event coins already. If we could get another 150, that'd be great, so we can get 2 mega boxes opened. Otherwise we just have 1 mega box. I think that'd be good enough as well. So that's it. A bit relaxed mode right now, given the fact that we have done all we could. Basically, we're coming towards an end of this very long event. Like I always mention, this is a very satisfactory event. End of the day, this is the first time I've been playing TrainStation for I think more than a year or so. First time we have a choice. We have a choice of particular buildings that we want to put on the map itself. Basically, you're building your own city, which is the theme of this event. So with that said, once now you take a look at your own city that if you build from scratch, you feel the sense of satisfaction, especially if you hit 100%. For those people who really wish to have the event pass, only when you hit 100% of the event map you can claim every single reward. Then you should buy your event pass. As for the rest of us, free to play, just enjoy the game, free of charge. So how do we get about hitting the targets of all the 5 trains? I think a lot of planning needs to be done. I just want to quickly emphasize, before the first of the so-called first competition, what you need to do is basically have all the items put in the factory, a warehouse, all non-event items, because generally we haven't started the game or start the event itself. But once we goes to the second competition, then we go about EP head start, which is basically 3 jobs you completed, do not collect, so that will be your EP head start. And of course you got to determine by probably the first competition itself whether the event is 99% strategy or you got to push for 100% strategy. Like for example this event, you can see every single job is very small in terms of the ceiling, like you only like 4 or 6, that's the cap, and then they keep on regenerating a new set of job. At one moment you're only left with the jobs, so basically they're pushing you to 100% complete. So for such events, you got to push to 100% complete as soon as possible. So at the end of the day you have 70 EP each for the job. For the 99% strategy is different. The ceiling will be 20-30 and definitely harder to achieve, and you got to leave behind 1 job, so you get a 99% complete, so you get a lesser demands in terms of quantities to be delivered. People who have completed 100% in those 99% strategy scenario, they'll be hard hit with a premium, i.e. People may be assuming simplified 100 quantities, you may be doing 130 or 140, so there's a bit of difference there. So definitely if you've been watching my video, every time I will share probably in the first competition a guess of what it is, whether is it 99% strategy or 100% strategy. The other thing I always emphasize is starting late. Starting late in the competition is important. Generally between 8 to 12 hours late is a must. I've tried in one of the competitions to start like 22 hours late. I think that was a bad choice. Apparently I think there isn't sufficient players sometimes when you enter into the 4th competition onwards. Most people actually just fight for the first 3. If they have got first for 3 times, they already have 1050 event coins. I think they will just put a stop. They're not playing anymore of the event. Henceforth, the number of competitors in the 4th competition onwards will be lesser. So what's happened is that for my case, when I start training over hours, I still have a lot of vacancies in my team. So generally, we'll be joining a team that actually who have started probably like 10 hours before me, and eventually, what happened was that I had a hard time catching up, and eventually, of course, I didn't manage to. So just got to maybe just bear in mind, 8 to 12 hours will be good. Bear in mind also criteria set by Pixel Federation, which is there should be a minimum playing time of 36 hours. So in short, a 48 hours competition or 2 days, the max delay you can do is 12 hours. Try to keep within 11 hours each. I think that's best. As for a 3 days competition, the max you can go is about 35 hours plus, because once you hit 36 hours or so, you may be disqualified. So I've been disqualified once. I know that hard pain of not getting any points for one competition, because you know it is hard to achieve 1000 coins sometimes. So make sure you play every single of the 6 competition. Now it's all more or less set. Every event there are 6 competition itself, so it will always be in a simultaneous or so-called 3 days followed by 2 days and 3 days and then 2 days. I think by now you should really know. So basically, that's how it worked in all competitions so far. Of course, subject to changes by Pixel Federation, who sometimes just change back end without informing players. You will got to observe it. The other thing I'm going to mention is really special building. Sometimes, like this, in this case, there isn't any special building. There was once a special building appear at after I think 100% itself. I think about 99% if I'm not wrong. And I wrongly assumed that the special building job was the last job that completes 100%. So I avoided that and I did the other one. But actually that ends up 100%. So you got to make sure that when that happens, a special building job is not calculated in the accumulative of that percentage completion. So you got to bear in mind, the last job is the job that is not the special building. So when that comes about, I will share again in so-called every single of my video progress as usual. Then I'll share with you. Of course, I'm always willing to learn. Anything you wish to share with me, I'm always willing to share with the rest of people as well. I mean, you put in the comments, I'll try to share with the rest of the people. Some interesting facts along the way people have shared, like some people already mentioned about opening containers. That's quite interesting. I've tried. Sometimes it works. When opening those containers, sometimes if you wait like 20 seconds before you opening, probably you have a higher chance of getting a better train than a common train. So that's something interesting to know. But again, it's subjective. So that's up to you. You really should try. No harm trying. Preparation. I always got to mention this. Before your trains are sent out for dispatch, you could basically collect those items so that you can prepare for the next items to be delivered to be ready when your trains comes back. Of course, some people do apply probably a 8-2 formation, which means that 8 dispatchers goes for so-called the dispatching everything, and the 2 will do the errands, run the errands like whatever they need to be built. There will be always 2 trains on disposal. So that would means that you're always on the game. Unfortunately, not all of us have those kind of time, so we got a time probably. All the 10 trains should come back at the same time, more or less, and then so we only got to log into the game once an hour. So that is really very taxing already. Imagine you're going to keep on playing the game. I think that's not really viable. So also the thing you're going to share is about the additional dispatcher that you get like a few hours later. You got once or Harry. So how to make use of Harry for twice at a time. Now they only give you an hour. So what you do is if you have 10 trains and there's an 11 guy, send all your 10 trains out, and then you click on the video to get that 11 dispatcher. And when the 11 dispatcher comes aboard, it's basically about a minute or 2 away from the 10 dispatcher that is sent out. So the important thing is you're going to send out the 10 dispatchers for sure. So when 1 hour later, the 10 dispatcher would have come back, and your 11 dispatcher will still be another 2 minutes away. So you're just going to wait for about less than a minute, and then you spend 1 gem, and you can call back that 11 dispatcher first, and then you will send him out again immediately before it expires. So actually you can use it for another hour just using 1 gem. I think that's really value for gem itself. So this is something, a small little tip I want to share with you. I think generally that's how it works. And of course, if you ask me about small warehouse, I mean, probably you have tons of space, but not for me. I really have tiny warehouses. So It's important I have interim warehouses in all the factories. The input trays are basically my warehouse. I will store, like you can see here, output trays all stored with items that takes a long while to build, and the input tray will be separately as my interim warehousing. All right, the happy moment right now. Alright, so coming towards the end of this video already, I'll be working a bit relaxed mode for the rest of the competition. I wish you good luck and thank you for watching. Do have a good rest. Goodbye.